You shed your blood for salvation. You broke the curse for our freedom. Oh, Jesus, you alone.
That kind of weight, it was my turn till I met you. I was breathing but not alive. All my failures I tried to hide. It was my turn, yeah, till I met you. You called my name and I ran out of that place, out of the darkness, into your glorious day. You called my name, and I ran out of that place, out of the darkness, into your glorious day. Now your mercy has saved my soul. Now your freedom is all that I know. Listen, the old man knew Jesus when I met you. Oh, what a day when you called my name. Come on, and I ran out of the darkness into your glorious day. You called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. This is my story. This is your story. Come on, listen. Walking down this desert road, water for my thirsty soul. I need you. Oh, I need you. Your forgiveness is like sweet, sweet honey on my lips, like the sound of a symphony to
Sometimes on this journey, I get lost in my mistakes. What looks to me like weakness is a canvas for your strength. And my story isn't over, my story's just begun. And failure won't define me, 'cause that's what my Father does. Yeah, failure won't define me, 'cause that's what my Father does. Ooh, and lay your burdens down. Ooh, here in the Father's house, check your shame at the door, 'cause it ain't welcome anymore. Ooh, you're in the Father's house. Arrival's not the end game, the journey's where you are. You never wanted perfect, you just wanted my heart. And the story isn't over if the story isn't good. And failure's never final when the Father's in the room. And failure's never final when the Father's in the room. Ooh.
Hey kids, welcome to Kidspoint at Home. I'm so excited for you to be with us here today. Let's go over what our day is gonna look like for us. First, we're gonna go over our big four. Then, we're gonna sing some songs and worship God. Then after that, we're gonna do our memory verse. And then we're gonna hear a story from the Bible. I'm so glad that you're here with us today. Why don't we go ahead and go over our big four? Do you know what the first one is? That's right, it's love God. And we love God because God loved us first. Do you know what the second one is in our big four? That's right, it's love others. And we love others because God loves all people. Do you know what our third one is? That's right, it's do your best. And we do our best because God gave his best for us. And do you know what the last one is? It's the fourth one, and it's my favorite. That's right, it's have fun. And we have fun because God gives us joy. Well, you know what? We're gonna go ahead and get into a time of worship. So why don't you go ahead, stand up on your feet, and let's worship God together today.
I was lost and could not see. I was searching, you found me. Your love opened my eyes. My heart forever changed. No more standing still, no more
it's time for our scripture memory verse, so I need everyone to get up on your feet. Now, the first time, I'll say it. The second time, you'll repeat it after me, and the third time, we'll all say it together. If you've got it, give me 2 thumbs up. All right, guys, now the first time, you'll just watch me. Love one another deeply. Honor others more than yourselves. Stay excited about your faith as you serve the Lord. Romans 12, 10 through 11. Now the second time, you'll repeat it after me. Love one another deeply. Honor others more than yourselves. Stay excited about your faith as you serve the Lord. Romans 12, 10 through 11. All right, everyone, now this last time, we'll all say it together. Love one another deeply. Honor others more than yourselves. Stay excited about your faith as you serve the Lord. Romans 12, 10 through 11. Great job, everyone. Keep working on that verse, and we'll see you next time.
What's up? It's Jay here, and I'm super excited that you're watching the show today. It means a whole lot to me, and it shows me a couple things. 1, that you want to learn more, and 2, and most importantly, that you love to have fun. So let's go! But really, I'm so excited for today, and you might ask, why are you so excited, Jay? Well, let me tell you, because it's another day where I get to reach out to one of my friends and ask them how things are going and learn something together. And guess what? You're right here with me to be a part of it. How cool is that? But as I said before, relationships are so important. Matter of fact, we are made for relationships. That's right. God wired us to be in relationships because it's a part of our identity. And best of all, He wants to be best friends with you. Isn't that awesome? So on that note, does anybody remember what we talked about last time with my friend January? If you haven't watched it, it's okay. But she taught me about this incredible guy in the Bible named Paul. I'm sure you've heard of him before. Not only did he write 13 books of the Bible, but his letters are so relevant today. And aside from Jesus, he is probably the most influential person of preaching God's word. Last time we covered his upbringing and how Paul's encounter with Jesus completely turned his life upside down. He went from someone who was persecuting Christians, like he was literally hunting Christians because he thought they were a threat, to becoming someone who started to follow Jesus with his whole heart and completely dedicated his life to him. And today I want to pick up right there, right where Paul finally made it to Damascus. But he was dependent on the help from some of his amazing friends in order to succeed and spread God's good news. What a guy. But before we get there, I couldn't help myself. I was watching a bunch of funny videos again today, and I want to show you some of my favorites. Let's take a look at them.
I need somebody help, not just anybody.
That's so funny. All right, let's get to it. Let me call a very special friend today. I'm super pumped. Ooh. I hope he answers. This would be great. This would be real awkward if he don't answer. He usually answers. This would be good. Yo!
Yo,
What's up, brother?
Jay.
What's going on, man? What you got? What you doing?
Just hanging out. I'll tell you, man, I'm doing good. Been doing good, but I'm doing a lot better now that you called, man. How you been?
I've been good, man. You know, same old, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I mean, you know how I do. But I am starting this new thing where I want to, connect with my friends more and be more intentional. And so I decided to call you today.
Yeah.
Now,
Hey,
I mean,
man.
I did call January last week, but I'm calling you today because you're my dog.
Hey, real quick. Just let me ask a question.
Okay, go ahead.
You called January 1st before me?
I did, but I called you now.
Yeah, but I'm your boy. She's not.
You are my
I'm messing with you. Hey, for real though, man.
You got me,
It is so
man.
cool how you're going through a hard time, you're going through a good time, whatever it is, but you get to call and catch up with a friend. Like, that means the world.
Yeah, because, I mean, it can be tough sometimes to be intentional with my friends and catch up. So, I'm
Yeah.
just trying to do my part to catch up with you and see what's going on.
Well,
So,
man, it's on me too. I could do better. But hey, look, how's January doing? I know you chatted with her.
January's great. Like, we had a great time last week. We learned together. She actually taught me about this really cool guy named the Apostle Paul, who did so much, you know?
Yeah, Paul is the man.
Yeah, Paul is the man. And she opened my eyes to, you know, just all the things that Paul did and how great it is that Jesus can save each and every one of us, just like he did Paul.
It's crazy, man. Like, no matter where you're from or what you've been through, God can change your life. And Paul's story is an amazing depiction of that.
And I'm super grateful for that. So I got an idea. How about we pick up right there and learn more about Paul's story?
That sounds awesome. Let's do it.
Great. Now, I have this video for you, but first, let me catch you up just a little bit. We're going to start right on the road to Damascus, right after Paul's conversion, and he's trying to go all in with Jesus. But it's just not as smooth of a start as he thinks it's going to be, and we're going to see what happens in the end. You ready?
Let's do it.
Cool. Let's check it out.
This is Paul. Paul's life just got turned upside down. He was a Pharisee who was trying to please God in every way, ever since he was a little boy. He gave everything to follow God's laws and commands. So when a new idea or something came up that was against his custom, he got pretty upset, even to the point of hurting others. At the time, Paul didn't accept Christians and thought they were a threat to God. But what he didn't realize is that he was actually fighting against the same God he was trying to please. Yet an encounter with Jesus himself changed everything. From that point on, Paul turned his life around and started following Jesus with his whole heart. All of this happened quite drastically while Paul was on his way to Damascus. The Christians were afraid of him because they thought he was coming to hurt them. But instead, he began to preach the good news in that city. More and more crowds were gathering to hear what he had to say. That made some of the Pharisees very angry. They had the same mindset that Paul used to have. But now, they thought that Paul was the dangerous one, threatening their faith. So they started to look for a way to kill him. But Paul was always one step ahead and found out their plans. His enemies watched the city gates day and night, determined to catch him when he tried to leave Damascus. Paul and his friends had other plans, and God wanted Paul to survive so he could tell everyone about Jesus in other cities as well. This was their plan. They got a large basket, large enough to hold a man. They tied ropes onto the basket and lowered it down to the ground on the inside of the city walls. When it was dark, Paul got into the basket, and his friends raised him up, put him through an opening in the wall, and lowered him down to the other side. He didn't use the city gates at all. His enemies' plans were destroyed, and Paul left the city in safety. He went from Damascus to Jerusalem, but the Christians there were afraid of him also. A good man named Barnabas stood up for Paul and told the Christians that he really had changed. They were encouraged, and Paul was accepted by them and preached all over Jerusalem. But it became dangerous there also when the Jews from Greece tried to kill him. He fled from one place to another, escaping the enemy, and next his friends took him to Caesarea, and then sent him off to Tarsus, his hometown. Paul had some incredible friends like Barnabas, who stuck with him when things became difficult. Barnabas was so faithful to Paul and hung out with him even though it was quite dangerous. This story shows us that good friends are always encouraging, that they stand up for each other, and that they help each other no matter what.
Bro, that was close. Not only once, but twice?
Yeah, man, it was heated everywhere he went.
Yeah, it's crazy how quickly the tables turned on him, you know? Like, he just wanted to preach the good news of Jesus. And he went from being the persecutor to persecuted.
Yeah, I mean, that's wild. But what was more amazing is, you know, the amazing friends he had to help him through these tough times.
Yeah, he had some really, really quality friends.
He really did. And it gives me an idea, man, about what our main point should be today.
All right, what you got?
Good friends help one another.
I like it, man. Straightforward, to the point.
Yeah, it's simple, but it shows us that we all can be better friends by helping each other out. But we can talk about that a little later. But for now, it's game time!
Oh, all right, hold on.
Yeah! Where'd you go, brother? Come back.
No.
You're making shark noises.
Game time is my middle name.
Your middle name is not Game Time. I think it might be Bruce. Bruce.
No, Game Time's like, it's like a saying, like it's my middle name. Like it's my middle name's actually
whatever you say, man. But January showed me this really cool game, of how we can remember what we learned. So we're gonna play a little game of trivia. You ready for trivia?
What's the game? Let's do it.
Do you like trivia?
Duh.
Well, let's get to it. You ready for the first question?
Yes.
All right, you ready for the first question? Great. All right, so first question. How did Paul escape Damascus?
Oh yeah, that was pretty slick actually. So his friends lowered him in a basket through the city walls. It was cool.
Oh, sounds cool. Ding, 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 ding. You are correct.
Hey, do you know what that sound is? That's the sound of victory.
That's awesome.
All right, let's go.
All right, you ready for question 2?
Okay.
All right, question number 2.
Okay.
Where did Paul preach the gospel next?
Oh, left. So if the sun rises and
Hey, bro, that has nothing to do with your sense of direction has nothing to do with the question. It's not like you were actually there.
I guess you're right. Okay, I don't know that answer.
It's Jerusalem.
Oh, Jerusalem. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Say it with me, Jerusalem.
Jerusalem.
There you go. Say it again one more time.
Jerusalem.
There you go. You got it.
Okay.
All right. You ready for question 3?
Come on.
All right. So, who stood up for Paul and told the Christians that he had really changed?
Oh, that's Barabbas. Yeah.
Close. Very close. Barabbas was the guy, you remember, that was with Jesus, and, the crowd chose Barabbas to be saved instead of Jesus. You remember?
Oh, yeah. I meant Barnabas, not Barabbas.
Barnabas! That's right. Good job, bro. Barnabas is right.
Thank you. Pat on the back.
Hey, proud of you. You did good.
Thank you, dude. Thank you. Hey, that was a lot of fun. But let me ask you a question now. Can I do that?
Okay. I guess you can ask me a question.
What do you think that we can learn from this story today?
Man, I think the most important thing we can learn is how Paul needed godly friends. He needed great friends to help him to be able to spread the gospel like he did. He couldn't do it without his friends. So all of us need friends just like that.
Yeah. Well, dude, I'm glad that you are a friend of mine. Like, you mean the world to me. And this story helps us to be better friends. A friend who protects, who stands up for others, who lifts others up,
Yeah, Paul gets a lot of accolades, and, he deserves it because he's so amazing. But where would Paul be without friends like Barnabas? He wouldn't be able to spread the gospel to all the people that he did without friends helping him.
I think that is exactly right, man. It's so cool how God will put people in your life for a purpose. And we have these plans for our lives, and we actually can't do them without the people around us. So God uses those people to help fulfill his plans. It's awesome.
That's so good, man. And that reminds me of an awesome clip. Let's check out our friend Alexis and see how she explains how important it is to have good friends. Let's check it out.
Hi everyone, my name is Alexis with today's object lesson, and I have a question for you. Would you rather have one stuffed animal or 2 stuffed animals? Would you rather have 1 cookie or 2 cookies? I say 2, 1 for me and 1 for you. Would you rather have 1 hour of homework or 2 hours of homework? Wait, I don't think I want 2 hours of homework. Okay, we'll leave that question be. But did you know that in the Bible, there's a place that tells us that 2 are better than 1? It's found in Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verses 9 and 10. It says 2 are better than 1 because they have a good reward for their toil or their work. For if they fall, 1 will lift up his fellow. But woe to him who is alone when he falls and has not another to lift him up. Today's main point is good friends can help one another. Now, I know someone in the Bible who was a really good friend, and his name was Barnabas. He was a great friend to a man named Saul. When Saul first became a Christian, people were a little unsure that he had really changed, but Barnabas stuck by his side and was such a help to him. Now, I have another question. Now, answer wisely with this one. Would you rather have 1 piece of spaghetti or 2 pieces of spaghetti? I know, kind of random. We're talking about spaghetti, but we have to make a choice, 1 or 2. I say let's start with 1 and let's see what happens. This piece of spaghetti is going to represent us, and we are going to be tasked with lifting up a weight to see if we can do it alone or if we can't. All right, so I'm gonna set up my fancy pillars here, and I'm gonna set us in the middle. All right, that looks pretty good. Now I'm gonna take this cup and I'm going to fill it with some weight. I got some magnets from my fridge. That'll work just fine. All right, and I'm gonna take this paper clip and I'm gonna hook it right here. And now let's see if this one strand can hold this weight. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. Okay, definitely not. So let's move to the 2 pieces and see what happens. So I have 2 pieces here that I've tied together with a little rubber band so that they wouldn't roll away from each other. And let's reset this. So we've got the same weight, same paper clip, same cup. And let's see what happens. All right. Oh. Look at that. It bends a little bit, but it is definitely holding up the weight. In this case, 2, definitely better than 1. Now, just for fun, what if we had a bunch of friends helping us out? Let's see. Bum-ba-dum. All right, so this is gonna represent a bunch of friends. We're not alone in this. We can lift up this heavy weight. Let's see what happens. Look at that, it doesn't even bend. Pretty cool. So let's remember today that good friends can help one another. Maybe not just physically lift something heavy, but know that good friends can help others in different ways. Maybe you can encourage a friend, or maybe you can lift them up by telling them the truth about who they really are. You know, good friends are a great help. So let's remember today's main point and let's put it into practice this week. Good friends can help one another.
That was so good, Alexis. Thank you.
Yeah, it was so great. And Alexis helped me understand it so much more. And it made me realize that I'm so grateful that you're my friend, and my life's so much better because you are, bro.
Dude, I feel the same way. Let me tell you, man, it meant the world to me you called me today. So thank you for that.
I appreciate you answering, man. Like, you didn't have to do that. You were doing things all day, and like you answered my phone call, and I appreciate it. And I want you to know that if you ever need anything, anything that you need help with, I'm here for you.
Hey, deal. Same goes for you, man. I got your back.
Awesome, man. I'm gonna let you go, do whatever you got to do the rest of the day. It's gonna be great. You're gonna have a great day, and I appreciate you talking to me today.
All right, dog. I'll see you soon.
Bye, bro. Man, my guy, Jeremy's such a good dude. That was so good, wasn't it? All it took was a simple phone call and an amazing conversation like that happened. It was so easy. And I hope you had just as much fun as I did, but I want you to remember our main point for the day. Good friends help one another. And you can be such a helpful friend. Your friend's life is probably not in danger, but he or she may just need some encouragement. Whatever your friend is going through right now, some encouraging and uplifting words can be super important. Your friends may need to know that you are there for them in good times and especially in the bad times. And let's be honest, it doesn't take much to say something nice, does it? So I want to leave you with this challenge, just a little challenge. And I know you like challenges. I want you to think about a friend to who you may haven't talked to in a while, or someone who needs a little encouragement. Whatever it may be, I want you to call him or her and just say how much you appreciate them. Or maybe that you miss them. Maybe it's exactly what they need to hear today. And you'll see, it'll make not only their day, but your day so much better as well. Doesn't that sound good? Awesome. I can't wait for you to try to be a friend just like Barnabas. And on that note, that's pretty much all I got for you today. Hope you had a good time, and I hope this added so much more value to your life. Bye now, and we'll see you next time.
You set the world into motion, oh, Jesus, you alone. Yes, you did. You breathe your life in creation.
Hey kids, my name is Dakari, and welcome to Kidspoint at Home. Today's gonna be a fantastic day. We'll get to meet a hometown hero, worship God by singing a few songs, and hear a true story from the Bible. Let's wait right here for the bus to pick us up so we can go meet our hometown hero. Do you have any guesses of who our hometown hero is gonna be today? Wow, those are some great guesses. Oh hey, I think the bus is almost here for us to go meet our hero. You know what I like to do when I ride the bus? I like to sing a song. So let's stand up together and sing a song as we ride the bus.
The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town, all through the town, all through the town.
Hello everyone, my name is Claire and I'm a student here at our school. My job is a little different than other heroes in our city. I come to school to listen and have fun learning from my teachers. I try to always come to school prepared with my backpack full of important books and supplies like paper and something to write with. But there's an invisible armor that I wear every day, and it's more powerful than anything. It's called the armor of God. When I put on all of God's armor and pray, God hears me and helps me with whatever I need. There's a verse from the Bible that helps me remember to put on all of God's armor every day. Let me hear you say it after me. Put on all of God's armor. Ephesians 6:11. That's it! Here in the city, we sing a song to help us remember all of the pieces of God's armor that we need to put on every day. Stand up and sing it now.
The armor of God fits good on me. It makes me strong as I can be. I can stand against the enemy, 'cause the armor of God fits good on me. Put on the belt of truth, my good news boots, getting dressed and ready to go. The shield of faith, the sword I raise, God's word is what I know. With all my might, I'll do what's right with the armor of godliness. My helmet's on, my salvation, now I can stand strong and pray. 'Cause the armor of God fits good on me. It makes me strong as I can be. I can stand against the enemy, 'cause the armor of God fits good on me. Put on the belt of truth, my good news boots, getting dressed and ready to go. The shield of faith, the sword I raise, God's word is what I know. With all my might, I'll do what's right with the armor of godliness. My helmet's on, my salvation, now I can stand strong and pray. 'Cause the armor of God fits good on me. It makes me strong as I can be. I can stand against the enemy, 'cause the armor of God fits good on me. The armor of God fits good on me, good on me, good on me. The armor of God fits good on me, good on me, good on me. Here we go now.
I can clap my hands and dance around from my head to my toes.
Come on now.
I'm gonna let my light shine. everything I do and every word I say. It shows this world that I have Jesus in me. Oh, I'm gonna serve. Oh, I'm gonna serve. Oh, I'm gonna serve my friends, my family, and my world. Oh, I'm gonna serve. Oh, I'm gonna serve. Oh, I'm gonna serve my friends, my family, and my world.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Shine, shine, shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Shine, shine, shine.
Oh, I'm gonna serve. Oh, I'm gonna serve. Oh, I'm gonna serve my friends, my family, and my world. Oh, I'm gonna serve. Oh, I'm gonna serve. Oh, I'm gonna serve my friends, my family, and my world.
Here we go now.
My God is so big, so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. He made the trees, He made the seas, He made the elephants too. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. The mountains are His, the valleys are His, the stars are His handiwork too. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. There's nothing my God can't do. There's nothing my God cannot do.
You did a great job singing that song. Now go ahead and take a seat. One of my favorite pieces of the armor of God is the sword of the Spirit. The Bible is the sword of the Spirit. Would you like to hear a story from the Bible?
Yes!
Great! Now let's all get ready for the story by clicking on our listening ears. Click, click. Now let's put on our special eyes. Zoop, zoop. Long ago, God had chosen Joshua to be the leader of his people. God told Joshua to lead the people across the river to the special land God had for them. But in this new land, there were 5 kings who did not love God or his people. Show me a thumbs down for these 5 kings. That's it. To get to the special land God had for them, Joshua had to fight these 5 kings. All of the kings were scared to fight Joshua's army because they had heard how God had helped them win every battle. So they got all 5 of their armies together to make one giant army. Joshua got his army and marched to battle. Let me see all of you swing your arms like you're marching into battle. Good job! Now, as they were marching, God told Joshua not to be afraid because the enemy army would not win. Joshua's army surprised the king's armies with their attack. God confused the different armies, and Joshua's army was able to chase them down the road. As they were running, God threw big balls of ice down on the king's armies. God was helping Joshua and his men win the battle. But the battle wasn't over. Joshua and his men needed more time. So Joshua prayed and asked God to make the sun stand still. Friends, let me see you make praying hands like Joshua. Perfect. Joshua prayed and asked God to make the sun keep shining in the sky until the battle was over. This meant that the sun would still shine even when the sky was supposed to be dark. God heard Joshua's prayer, and he made the sun stand still until the whole battle was over. You see, Joshua had put on all of God's armor, but he knew that he still needed God's help. So Joshua prayed and asked God for help. God heard his prayer, and he helped Joshua stand firm until the battle was won. We have the power to be an everyday hero when we put on all of God's armor. The belt of truth, the armor of godliness, the good news boots, the shield of faith, the helmet of salvation, and the sword of the Spirit. Then we can pray. God hears us, and he helps us stand firm against anything that comes our way. So, let me hear you say this after me. Stand firm.
Stand firm
And pray.
and pray.
You've got it! When you put on all of God's armor and pray, you'll be strong enough to stand up to any evil that comes your way.
Yay, friends! Today was such a great day. I really enjoyed our Bible story and meeting a new hometown hero. And did you enjoy hearing the song about the armor of God? Hey, the armor fits good on you. Well, I hope you have an amazing day, and I can't wait to see you again next week. Bye, friends.
All creation sings worthy. All the heavens exalt thee. Jesus, you alone. Jesus, you alone. You shed your blood for salvation. You broke the curse for our freedom. Oh, Jesus, you alone.
Out of the darkness into your glorious day, you called my name, and I ran out of that grave. Out of the darkness into your glorious day. Now your mercy has saved my soul. Now your freedom is all that I know. Listen, the old made new. Jesus, when I met you, oh, what it take when you called my name. Come on, and I ran out of that grave. Out my story. This is your story. Come on, listen. I needed rescue, my sin was heavy. The chains break at the weight of your glory. I needed shelter, I was an orphan. Now you call me a citizen of heaven. Where I was broken, you were my healer. God, I'm on my knees again. God, I'm begging, please again. I need you. Oh, I need you. Walking down this desert road, water for my thirsty soul. I need you. Oh, I need you. Your forgiveness is like sweet, sweet honey on my lips, like the sound of a symphony to my ears, like holy water on my skin. Dead men walking, slave to sin. I wanna know about being born again. I need you. Oh God, I need you. So take me to the riverside. Take me under, baptize. I need you. Oh God, I need you. Your forgiveness is like sweet, sweet honey on my lips, like the sound of a symphony to my ears, like holy water on my skin. On my skin. I don't wanna abuse your grace.
Sometimes on this journey, I get lost in my mistakes. What looks to me like weakness is a canvas for your strength. And my story isn't over, my story's just begun. And failure won't define me, 'cause that's what my Father does. Yeah, failure won't define me, 'cause that's what my Father does.